Isn't this just swell?
What do you mean?
You know, the relaxing quiet before Ned inevitably barges in and ruins everything.
Yes, quite. Check and mate.
Guys! I was looking at this time map,
That's a calendar, buddy.
and guess what? Today is Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
What? No. You don't say December Christmas Day or May Memorial Day.
That's a surprisingly good point.
Anyway, I'm thinking we should play some Fool's Day pranks.
Ned, do you really think we would sink so low for some cheap laughs? That we would ruin our integrity for a childish joke?
I guess not. Why don't we just continue reviewing Sweet Valley High?
Sweet Valley, Sweet Valley High. Sweet Valley, Sweet Valley, Sweet Valley High. Sweet Valley, Sweet Valley High.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sweet Valley High. I'm Kevin, and with me, as always, we have Jason, William, and Robert.
Hello.
Today we're reviewing Sweet Valley High, book number 16, Rags to Riches.
If you recall from last time, during book 15 ended with Roger Barrett finding out he's a Patman after his mother died. That's right, those Patmans, the richest family in Sweet Valley.
How will Roger cope with this life of wealth? I guess we'll find out in this installment.
What would an episode of Sweet Valley High be without a little champagne? Let's go to Amy to see what we have this week. Amy?
Thanks, guys. Today we'll be sampling this delicious Moscato, or pink champagne from California. What a wonderful vintage. That's delightful.
Oh,
That's
wonderful.
just so
her
nice.
gift bags are always the greatest.
Would you mind handing me one of those, please?
Here you go, friend.
Thanks. Here's to Jessica and Liz Wakefield, our Sweet Valley twins.
I love the bubbles.
They
They're my
tickle
favorite
me.
part.
They tickle me.
Every time they get me. So let's start with a little more in-depth synopsis after we find out that Roger is now rich.
Well, now that Roger's a millionaire, of course he catches the eye of Jessica Wakefield.
Ever
who's
the gold digger.
Ever the gold digger. She's like, oh, he has money now? I want to get some of that. Never mind the fact that Roger's dating Olivia, who isn't exactly your pretty girl in Sweet Valley.
No, she wears baggy pants, baggy shirts.
Camo
Artsy type.
headbands.
Very artsy, let's say. Let's not forget the other subplot for this book. What's going on with Regina Morrow?
For viewers at home who don't remember, Regina recently moved to Sweet Valley and is the beautiful, wealthy, but deaf girl. Some of the other girls have noticed that Regina is sneaking out of school early and meeting with an older man downtown. Could Regina be rendezvousing with an older man who is her lover?
And as all the girls point out, older men only want one thing, and it is disgusting.
And it causes trouble.
It only trouble. No good can come from it.
But let's talk about Jessica again.
Oh, Jessica.
She
Jessica.
is a rascal. So, all Jessica does in this novel is cause trouble.
Jessica is always the more troublesome of the Wakefield twins.
Well, yeah, obviously her older sister Liz, Elizabeth,
By 4 minutes.
by
let's not
4
forget
minutes, but she's older. She's a little more reserved. She has her steady boyfriend, Todd. She kind of looks out for a little bit. Jessica, on the other hand, she likes to be a little more risque and kind of go after what's...
And wants to be ahead. She just wants to get ahead. And if you recall, Jessica tried to date another Patman in the past, Bruce, he's kind of mean. He's not a very nice guy, very spoiled. Jessica had a thing for him, didn't work out, and now rumor is he's all about the college girls.
And now Roger finds himself cousins with Bruce and has to deal with Bruce, who is constantly the well-dresser, the best player at tennis, the socialite.
Well, gentlemen, as always, it wouldn't be a Sweet Valley High episode without our sweet little drink maker, Esteban!
Oh, good evening, darlings.
Oh, there we go.
Esteban. What have you made for us today, Esteban?
This evening, darlings, I have blue raspberry sea breezes. And I garnish them with beautiful maraschino cherries. Tell me, are you pleased? Yes?
You always please us.
Oh, Esteban.
Esteban, you've outdone yourself this time.
Bob, you flatter me. Ned,
So good.
love you. Shall I go prepare some more?
Yes, please.
Please,
Esteban. Looks like
please.
we're already running low.
Enjoy. Have a good night.
Love him.
he's the
Love
best.
him.
He is a darling.
Here's the Esteban.
Esteban!
While we're on the subject of these drinks, I do believe one of our rules was needs to be enforced.
I need to take an extra special drink because my name happened to appear in this novel.
Ned, your name has appeared in every novel we've read of Sweet Valley High so far. It's the twins' father.
Yet again, I have to take a special drink.
For those viewers at home who don't remember, the twins, Jessica and Liz, have a father named Ned Wakefield.
So here's to me. Jason drank to it too.
I can't help it. Esteban's concoction is, as always, the best.
Definitely he has outdone himself again.
I knew you'd love it.
We have to get soundproof walls.
He's such a silly rascal.
Esteban, no eavesdropping.
Now, Roger's come into wealth, which he is not used to. He's growing used to his new family. Meanwhile, his girlfriend, Olivia, doesn't know quite how to approach him after his mother's death. And Jessica Wakefield, one of our favorite two Sweet Valley High twins, sees an opportunity to get buddy-buddy with Roger so that she can get invited to the big coming out dance, essentially for Roger, thrown by his rich family.
Essentially a cotillion for Roger.
This is her way into the rich, delicious life that is the Sweet Valley High upper crust.
And it's not even like the Wakefields are poor by any means.
Oh, no.
Granted, they're not Patman money.
They don't live on top of the hill.
You're right, they are not Patman money, but they do pretty alright. They got a new VCR, a video cassette recorder.
That their father, Ned,
had installed.
he installed it himself.
That's very.
He's a very smart
handy
man. He's a
Yes,
very
that's
smart
why
man.
he has good
That's
money.
true.
He
That's
makes
true.
good money. He's
That's
very
a fact.
intelligent.
Jessica begins to manipulate Olivia into thinking that she's not good enough for Roger now that he's one of the wealthy elite.
With the full support of Roger's aunt, she pulls.
She
pulls
does not
Jessica.
like Olivia.
She's awkward. She doesn't fit into
She
this
dresses
world.
wrong. She dresses shabbily, maybe.
Yes. And she pulls Jessica aside, and they have a little discussion, and she realizes Jessica and I see eye to eye.
They come up with a plan about how to push Olivia out and how they can get Roger to invite Jessica to the big party that they're
At the
throwing
country
for him.
club.
Because she's more the type of person they want to see him with.
So devious Jessica is trying her best to wedge her way in between Roger and Olivia.
And it gets to the point where they actually split up.
They have a big breakup.
Big breakup.
Big breakup.
Jessica finds out about this big breakup. Is like, oh my god, I need to go talk to Olivia and make sure she's okay. Immediately goes to Roger's house and actually gets him to invite her to the big ball at the country club.
I don't normally use this language. Hussy.
She is a
brazen
Hussy.
hussy. A brazen hussy.
That is a fact.
I'm gonna need something stronger if we're gonna be using that language.
I think I've had too much, and that's why I'm forced to use this language.
Makes sense.
So Roger is in his uncle's closet picking out cufflinks when he overhears a conversation his aunt is having about how she's so happy that Roger and Olivia have broken up according to Mrs. Patman and Jessica's plan. And now that Roger and Jessica will be going to the big event together. Well, Roger hears this, and of course the first thing he wants to do is go right to Olivia and explain all these shenanigans that have occurred.
Well, him and Olivia get back together, and they decide they're going to the dance together.
Roger and Olivia show up to the country club, and Roger stands up for himself and Olivia.
Now, we don't want to get too wrapped up in what's going on with Roger, because remember, Regina, our favorite, very
Deaf
attractive deaf girl at Sweet Valley High, has been meeting with an older gentleman. Well, Liz and Todd have been doing some snooping and quickly discover that Regina has been signed on with a modeling agency. Regina has been tapped to be on the cover of Ingenue magazine.
Very good.
Very chic.
Very good for her. The deaf have it so hard. It's nearly impossible to survive in the regular world if you can't hear. Not Regina Morrow.
Nope. She made it to the cover of a magazine. To Regina.
To Regina.
I'd clink her glasses, but she couldn't hear it.
No, she couldn't. Well, we're now going to go watch the 16th episode of Sweet Valley. As you know, the TV series did not follow the books, but we just really enjoy the show. Those sisters that play the twins, the Daniels sisters, they're so great. I love them.
I don't know who the Daniels sisters are, but I know who the Wakefields are.
Of course she doesn't. Her most meaningful relationship is with her mirror. Peggy, that seat's taken.
By my erection.
Whoa! Uh-oh.
It's 2:30.
Wow, Liz was right. That looks just like a real Rolex.
Oh!
Well, that was our episode of Sweet Valley High.
The Stolen Diary.
Ooh, it was pretty juicy.
It definitely showcased Jessica's meanness.
Mm-hmm.
She did deliberately try to break people up.
She does have that devious side.
She's very devious.
Yep.
That Jessica Wakefield.
Well, why don't we go ahead and rate the book like we always do?
I really liked how it empowered deaf people with the Regina subplot. I'm gonna give this a 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 as well, just for that reason. I mean, you know, it really added to the story as well.
Yeah, very much. And
Like-
you know, there's not enough deaf people in books.
I agree.
I'm going to give it an 8, only because Jessica was so devious with breaking up Olivia and Roger. And I feel like in the end, when Liz discovered her deception, Jessica wasn't really punished for what she did. And Liz, it was really like an "oh, kind of moment.
That's
Yeah,
what
she
you're
was
right.
forgiven
That's
pretty
my
much right
sister.
away.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to watch some TV tonight? Maybe give each other facials? No thanks.
Next week, we have book number 17.
Love letters with Caroline. What's
What
gonna
is
happen?
Caroline's secret?
We're gonna
I
find
cannot
out.
wait.
Cheers until next week.
Stay